Hey, Tony Gaskins here, checking in from the headquarters of mymentor.life. If you haven't chosen your coach yet, make sure you visit the site. I'm on there as well. I wanted to talk. Yesterday I did a video about, what was it? Proverbs 31 woman. And I wanted to speak on the Ephesians 5 man. Now, in Ephesians 5, it also talks about the woman. But this particular chapter, now the book of Proverbs changed my life. When I was transitioning from the street life, from being a dog, everything that I was reading the book of Proverbs because my dad started me out on that when I was young. And so I went back to that as an adult around 23 years old, and it changed my life because it's a book of wisdom. But and the way my dad had, gave me the Bible, he was like, look, son, read the book of Proverbs, then go to the New Testament and read from the book of John all the way up to Revelation. Don't read Revelation yet. And read that over and over till you get that in your spirit and you mature in the word. Then you can go ahead and venture and read the whole Old Testament, read the whole New Testament, because you can digest it. And it was life-changing. The man that you see today, the man that I am, everything that I represent, all of what God has done for me comes from the Holy Bible. Just taking those teachings, those lessons, studying it, and applying it to my life. That's honest. I didn't have a mentor in real life. I still don't have a mentor in real life. Ironically, I created mymentor.life because I didn't have a mentor. And so I had to go to the Bible. And I had my father, but after that, as I wanted to get into business and do what I'm doing, he couldn't teach me how to do that. So I just had to lean on the Bible and lean on godly wisdom and just get the visions, get the downloads. But it was Ephesians 5 that really shifted me, changed my life. And it's between the verses 20 to 33. And in there, and I'm not reading it verbatim, but in there it says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loves the church. And then it goes on to say, present her blemish and spot free. And as I was reading this, I'm looking and I'm like, man. So all the time growing up, I had heard the other part of Ephesians 5 where it says, like, wives, submit unto your husbands as unto the Lord. And men would always throw that around, especially where I'm from, in Florida. It's just some domineering, dominating, controlling men. And so I would hear that all the time. You need to submit unto your husband. The Bible say, submit unto your husband. I mean, every man, that was the favorite thing. But no, I never heard husbands love your wives as Christ loves the church. So, now I'm only going to be about 30 minutes today because I need to get to my wife and my sons. Now, when I got there, because I was on that submit unto your husband's train. But when I got to that love your wife as Christ loves the church, I'm like, whoa, hold on now. Because you saying wives submit unto your husbands as unto the Lord. But we can't see the Lord and touch the Lord and hear the Lord audibly. It's a spiritual connection. So it's different when it comes to submitting in that way because most people fail at that. But now when you say love your wife as Christ loved the church, we have a depiction of that, like a physical act that happened in real life that even atheist historians have proven that Jesus Christ walked the earth and was crucified. And so, and raised again, conquered the grave. No body was found. discovered. It's not in a tomb somewhere. But so that was already proven. And when I look at this, I say, okay, so this means a sacrificial love. And what that means to me is to die out to myself, meaning to crucify my ego, to crucify my selfish lust, the things that I want to just serve me, to die out to that, and to give myself, to give my life, my body, my heart, my mind, my soul, everything to my wife, to be completely for her, and then to wash her. To wash her means to me to heal her heart, to take all of the pain that she has experienced and to help her overcome that, to help her heal from that with my example of love. So to love her in a Christ-like way, so that she feels safe and secure in my arms, so that she feels loved, and so that she can rest assured that she has a man who is not out to lie to her, deceive her, manipulate her, cheat on her, abuse her, use her, but a man who will sacrifice himself, sacrifice his youthful lust, his fleshly ways, and love her blemish and spot free, present her blemish and spot free as Christ does for the church. So when you think about this, you think about when we come into Christ, you come into the kingdom, the body, and you are renewed and made a new creature. And so when you take and you draw that comparison between the way Christ loves the church and the way a man should love his wife, now what you have here is you see where you have to, as a man, be able to love your wife with that type of love. Now, think about this. Think about this. What this means is that you are making her a new creature. Not as though you are the Savior, but that you are loving her so purely that she becomes even more whole, healthy, pure, happy, loving. And that changed my life. That changed my life. So it went from, I shifted from this, a woman is a footstool, a woman is to be used, a woman is to be deceived and manipulated and just there at a man's disposal to do what he wants to do with her, to treat her however he wants to treat her, and to play on her nature, her nurturing nature, to play on that nurturing nature and to take advantage of that nurturing nature and to use her and mistreat her because I know that she's a rider. I know that she's built for it tough. I know that she will tough it out, stick it out, and be there because she feels innately that this is her calling and this is her purpose, to put up with the mess from a man so that she is not left barren and lonely. And so men know that that's how a lot of women feel. Now, and think about this now. You remember in the Bible when I don't know if it was Lot or somebody, but the man had daughters, and the daughters, I can't remember if it was their husbands died or something, and they went and got their dad drunk, and one of them got him drunk on some wine and slept with him to get pregnant. And then the next night, the other sister got him drunk with some wine and slept with him to get pregnant. Now, Now today, a lot of men shooting dog water. But back in them Bible days, that act was so sacred and so spiritual. They weren't shooting no dog water. So the Bible don't talk about them having to hop on there every night. They hopped on there one night and was pregnant. And so that's what it say. Okay. They could have left the rest of the story out. I don't know how many times they had to do that. But today, it don't really happen like that. But that right there painted a picture to me about the state of women. And it helped me even understand women today. Because I'm like, these women felt worthless if they did not give birth. They felt useless. Like their entire existence was to be a mother. And if they did not become a mother, they would rather be dead. And I look at that today and I see so many women the same way, that feel useless if they don't have a man and a family to raise, that feel like absolute crap, like less than nothing, going through depression and all kind of stuff because they don't have a husband and a family to raise. And so therefore, when a woman can just get a sniff of a man, when a woman could just get a look, just a touch the hem of his garment, the way the lady with the issue of blood was trying to touch the hem of Jesus' garment. Today, if a woman could touch the hem of a grown boy garment, she hanging on for dear life and letting him drag her through the rocks, through the mud, through the desert, through the sand, through the gravel, through everything, because she wants a man so bad. And so men, we know that. We know how desperate women are. We know because of the stuff we done heard and the stuff we done seen, put up with. As strong as my wife is, it's still in the back of my head like, man, you probably could do your little something and get away with it. You came this far. You think she really gonna leave? That's what the devil tried to say to me. But Ephesians 5, if I didn't have Ephesians 5, I probably would give in to that, what the devil was saying, just like a lot of other men are doing. But Ephesians 5, it tells me to love my wife the way Christ loves the church. So the thing about this is Christ loved the church, but the church don't even love Christ. So, and what I mean by that is we sin against Christ every day. We sin all the time. You in church speaking in tongues, then you in the parking lot cursing somebody out for backing out the same time you backing out. You curse somebody out for not letting you get out the parking lot before they got out the parking lot. You leave out the church and you at the light and you just went from speaking in tongues to giving somebody a tongue lashing at the light, or go home cussing out your spouse or your kids, and then but just was in the church. So the church don't even really love Christ, but it say husbands love your wives as Christ loved the church. So I had to realize that a lot of time we give Christ second best. We give him our last. We don't even try to live right. It's so many people hollering Christian and on their back, and I was one of them. What they say, saved and having sex. And then some of y'all single, saved and having sex. There's so many sanctified saints on their back, giving the Lord they butt to kiss. Ain't paying no attention to the word of God. Want to call his name and ask for blessings, but then don't want to live right, live a holy and righteous life. And so I had to look at this thing and say, man, you know what? This is truly a selfless love, because it's not saying love your wife as Christ loved the church, because the church loved Christ so much that he had no other choice but to love the church. No. When you look at the example that is set out right there, this is a love that you lead with love. that somebody done gave you they butt to kiss, and you love them down. You wash them and you forgive them. So when you think about this type of love, this is a compassionate love. This is a giving love. This is a forgiving love. This is a understanding love. See, all of this right here, this love is all encompassing. And what I took it when it said and present her blemish and spot free. See, I took that the next step to say, I need to adorn her like a queen, treat her like a queen emotionally, physically, and be a blessing to her. The way the good book say, when you give, it'll be given back unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I want to give to my wife like that, pressed down, shaken together, and still overflowing. I want her to receive so much love and so many blessings from me that she doesn't even have room to receive it. And I had to think about that thing and say, wow, this right here is a next level type of love. So to the men that's watching this, I want you to understand, you have to, in order to tap into this, you can't be sitting back waiting on a woman to love you like this. You are called and charged to love her. Regardless of what and how she loving you, you have to love her. You got to wash her with love. And when you lead in love and you wash her with love, now you're going to see the reciprocation. Now you're going to see something happen and it's going to blow you away. But you, as the man, as the head of the household, you have to understand that a leader is a servant. So see, Jesus was a leader, but Jesus was the greatest servant we've ever known of, because no other servant allowed themselves to be crucified for the sake of their people, for the sake of the body of their loved ones. No other servant was crucified for their people. Now, and allowed it and said, I can escape this. I want to escape this, but I'm going to go on through it. Now, we done seen some people who their life was taken for their movement, but not willingly. See, that's a whole nother level what Jesus did. So when you take and you compare that love, that leadership is servanthood. And what men have confused is that we think leader means dictator. We think the head means dictator and tyrant, when the head means servant, and that you are exemplifying the love that you want in your household. And then in return, the woman reciprocates that love. And so think about this. And as a woman, if you're a woman watching this, you have to understand that you need a man who understands what love is and what it means to be a man in a relationship, and what it means to truly be the head of the household, meaning that you are the head lover in charge. You the chief lover in charge. You leading with love. You need a man who understands that. See, if you're dealing with a man who, he all backwards, and he thinking, you a handmaid, and he want to treat you like a concubine, now you know you with the wrong kind of man. And you need a man that understands his call and his role, because you understand that your love is so great that you can't just be giving your love to any old body willy-nilly. So think about this, okay? And I may be able to go deeper in it one day, but my time is a little short right now. So y'all forgive me for those who like the long videos, and for those who been telling me to do short videos, here you go. God bless you. Hey, this is Tony Gaskin. Make sure you check the links in the description for the upcoming events and mymentor.life. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.